So we arrived in the town of Hayfield, I think it's Derbyshire, on the way to Manchester it is. 2 trains and a bus to get here. I set off at 7 o'clock from Long Eaton station on the train to Sheffield, swapped there to the Manchester train, got off at New Mills and then got a bus here to Hayfield. Time is 9:26. Just started my hike, going to be hiking up over Kinder Scout, visiting Kinder Downfall, Kinder Low, hopefully the summit of Kinder Scout, but that's not guaranteed. And then back down into Edale. It's about 12 miles. And I've cut recent walks short what I'd planned, but I don't think you can really cut this one short. There's no get out. Yeah, there's no escape routes. I'm pretty much committed once to get up there, unless I decide to turn back, but I don't think that's going to happen. I've never been up Kinder Scout from this end before. I've always gone from Edale, so looking forward to exploring this route. And it is the site of the 1932 mass trespass. Before then, the moorlands were privately owned. Well, I think they still are privately owned, but you didn't have access rights. So there was a mass protest. Hikers gathered for a mass trespass of Kinder Scout, and that led to getting the right to roam and access to the countryside. So that's where the right to roam comes from. Straight away I'm warming up, so the coat's coming off. That's the jacket off, stowed in its pocket. Stow that in my bag now. I think I still might be warm in this jumper, but we'll see how we get on. Yeah, that's a bit better now. It's quite pleasantly warm, very mild. I've noticed the days are getting longer now. Sunrise is getting earlier, sunrise later. So that's a good sign of things to come. There's my first turn off the road. I think this is called the Snake Path. Yeah, this footpath to the Snake Inn via William Clough and the Ashett Valley. Dedicated forever, May 29, 1897. There's a sign about the mass trespass. This plaque is to commemorate the arrest of leading members of the Kinder mass trespass on 24th of April 1932, following their return to Hayfield after the protest. They served prison sentences of up to 6 months for their part in the campaign for access to our countryside. So yeah, there we have it, a historic route. Always a pain to get through with a backpack on. There's the town of Hayfield where I've come from. paint me a stone from travels so I can share in your adventures. In loving memory of our son Charlie Craig, age 15. Right for Charlie. That's sad. Commemorating 120 years of the public right to walk the path from Hayfield to the Snake Inn, secured by PNFS in 1897. That's where we're heading today, up top onto the Kinder Plateau. You can see Manchester just over there. Probably can't make it out on the camera, but I've better views from the top of Kinder Plateau though. Snake Path. Never been down here before, so this one's a new one for me. I haven't seen a soul yet. It's nice. Tranquility. Edale via Jacob's Ladder. That's the way we're heading. But I don't think we'll be taking Jacob's Ladder. I think we're going to go across the tops and probably down Grindslow Knoll. I was thinking about going right around the top to ringing Roger, but I put that in a previous video, to be honest. So I might go down Grindslow now. He'll probably knock a mile off for me as well, but we'll see how we are for time. It probably is more an interesting route going by the ringing Roger. We'll see when we get there how we're feeling. There we have a little reservoir down in the valley. I think it's called Kinder Reservoir. Well, I'm not sure. Might have to check and put the name on the screen if it's different. I'm going to check the map later. It is only a small reservoir. Some good views of Kinder Downfall up there. I'll put a close-up video up or picture for my phone. Heading up onto the top there. I think there's another stream around this side of the hill that we're going to be walking up. I forget the name of it. To the top, and then we'll be walking across the top. There's Kinderez again. Lovely day for it, very cool, well, mild. It's probably perfect temperature really. No wind, not even a slight breeze really. So hopefully I'll be able to get the drone out at the top if it's not too much wind here. Can see some people at the bottom there. It looks like they've come along a path on the a bit lower down across the bottom of the res there. I've took a slightly higher path. I think this is probably the quieter end of the Kinder Plateau. I think as you get to the Woolpacks, which is a rock formation, and Grindslow Knoll towards Edale, it gets a lot busier. People tend to come up from Edale one way and down Jacob's Ladder, I think, which is the most popular route. So we'll be heading shortly up there. Summit to deal with over this way. You can't see it at the minute. We're going to go to that summit, and then up there, I forget what this one's called, I'll have to check the map. I'll let you know. That's where we're heading shortly. But first, we're going to Mill Hill, just so we can bag it on the Summit Bag website. That's the Pennine Way. My friend Dan walked the whole distance. I think he started in the north, I think it's in Scotland, and walked all the way back to Edale, so very impressive. Not sure how long he took. I remember my dad always wanted to do it. The thought of it to me at the minute is a bit much. I'm planning to do some multi-day hikes this year, but only sort of 3 days. I'm planning to do the Limekiln Way, that's Derbyshire, Castleton to Rochester, and also the Gower Peninsula Coastal Path. That's a 3-day hike, 45 miles. I also plan on going to Knoydart in Scotland and walking to the remotest pub in England. So in my mind I can stomach a 3-day adventure like that, but I think the Pennine Way, if it's 5-10 days, if it's 10 days, I don't know how long it takes. I'll have to check with Dan. Well, I think it'd be a bit too much for me, living out of tent for that long. I imagine it's some serious graft, and if the weather's bad, it could be quite an unpleasant experience, I dare say. But yeah, 3-day multi-day hikes at the minute. Let's see where we go from there. There's views of the Kinder Plateau. Me at the summit of Mill Hill on the Pennine Way. Wonderful. That's where I'm heading next, up onto the Kinder Plateau. Next to it will be Kinder Low, and then we'll try and get to the summit of Kinder if we've got time. But it is in the peat bog. Now if this kind of a defined track, not too hard going, I'll attempt it, but if it's too much peat bog, I'll skip it. I'm not in the mood for jumping through peat bogs on my own. You can get stuck in them, and get really muddy. So we'll see when we get there. I would like to bag it. It's the highest point in Derbyshire. I normally count anywhere on top of the Kinder Plateau as doing Kinder, but the true summit is actually in the peat bog, and I don't know how close you have to get to it to bag it on Summit Bag. So we'll see when we get there. See you on the Kinder Plateau. Here we are back at this lovely way marker. So we've got Hayfield that way, where we've just come from to start with. Grindslow that way, back up there where I've just been. Never actually been on Grindslow. Keep meaning to go to the P52 crash site. That way to the Snake Inn. The way we're going, Edale, the Pennine Way. Oh, that's my phone going in my pocket, emergency calls. Yeah, a bit of a steep climb now, but once we're on top it flattens off its plateau, more or less. There'll be some few slight ups and downs, but on the whole it's a plateau level. So once we're up there, that'll be the main climb of the day out of the way. We're across the tops. Yeah, I thought there was a strange looking cloud over there, but it's a fire. It's on the hills, on the moors. It can't be a natural fire in this weather, it's too cold. Starting to eat off now the climb. Still going up. Less of a gradient. Yeah, I do think it's going to be here. Manchester's over that way. You can't really make it out on the camera though, I can just about see it. Yeah, I wonder what that fire is though. A bit worrying. Next stop, King of the Downfall. King of the Plateau. Have fun. Yeah, have fun. Marching troop. The army coming by. We're getting close to getting the downfall now. Can't quite see it yet. I'm not sure whether to risk the drone or not. I don't think I'm experienced to know what it's going to be like. I don't want it to blow away down into the valley and not be able to retrieve it. But it would make some great drone shots, I think. We'll see. First the army, now the fell runners. A bit more energy than I've got. Truth be told, I've already passed the army once. I passed them on that they were coming down as I was coming up, and they've come back up again a different route. And they said we're going to go and do another hill now, up and down. Hi.
Hi.
Can't see it. I think you probably get better from the other side of the plateau. I've never actually been on this side before, only on the other side. There's a river stream that feeds Kinder Downfall. We've not been able to view it from that side, so when we go to the other side, we should be able to look back and get some views of the waterfall. It doesn't look like there's much water flowing over it at the minute. In winter it ices up, people ice climb on it. See if there's any views down here. back on. It's a bit cooler now up here, and there's a bit of a, I mean, there's some strong gusts of wind, and then it doesn't go. I think it might be right for the drone, and then these gusts will come back, and it's quite blustery. So I don't want to risk getting it out here. I might have a go with it when I get to Kindle because there's no sort of cliff edges for it to fall off. Then I should be able to retrieve it if I lose it from there. So we'll try that. Yeah, jacket's back on. It's much better. It's a bit cold, cold breeze, wind chill. Back's a bit damp from sweat. It's with the wind that's cooling me down a bit. Yeah, jacket's back on. Some fantastic views. And that's where I've come along the top of the ridge there. Apart from by the res. Stop Kindle. I'm back in familiar territory now. Trick point, 6.93 miles in. Probably just over halfway. Unless you think it's not telling me the distance remaining since I'm off track at the minute. So we're going to be heading over to the Woolpacks. So this is potentially the highest point on the route. Flies keep coming down. The highest point is Kind Scouts, that's in the peak bog. So we're going to get down to the Woolpacks, and I think there might be a path veering off to the summit of Kind Scout. Peak bog, tough going. If that's the case, I'll skip it. really would like to get to the true summit. I mean, all this top, you've done the climb, you're at the top of Kinder Scout, but the actual true summits, I can bag it on summit bagger. Would be good. So now we're getting into some of the peaty areas. Can be a bit of a quagmire. But there's a bit of a path here. I think when I get near the Woolpacks, it'll be inevitable that I'll end up in some of this peat. It looks a bit dry at the minute, to be honest. Sometimes it can be really wet. And in fact, on the top of the moors, they started a few years back. They started making dams to keep the water on the top, to keep the peat moist, because it was actually drying out, which is bad because then it starts to erode. Well, there we go. Oh, this is where the fun begins. Yeah, so they're trying to keep the peat bogs wet, retain the moisture on the tops. Finding the right path through. I can see the path up there. It's a little bit undefined at the minute. And this is only minor peat bogs up on the tops. There's some quite deep troughs where you've got like grass on top and peat in the hollows. Go across this one here. Yes, this is mine. I expect on the path to the summit of Kinder, I imagine it to be a lot worse. I mean, if it's like this, it's a go. Or any worse, and I'm not going to bother. I think this is some evidence of where they're making dams, look, to stop the water from draining away. That's keeping the peat wet as it should be. I think they've done it more on the top. This is coming down slightly and to the edge of the peat bog, but I think on the top they've done it more to really keep the water up there to stop it draining away. I mean, this peat here is pretty dry and again eroded by the walkers really. Yeah, I mean, it's stunning up here. I think I said in an earlier video, I made another video coming up Kinder Scout from Grindsbrook some time ago last year. And I think I mentioned this is probably one of my favourite places in the world. My dad used to bring me up here as a youngster and it really inspired me. amongst the views and being up high, having reached the highest point in Derbyshire. I felt like a real achievement at the time. I've always liked it up here ever since. So we're approaching Pym's Chair and the Woolpacks, which are some quite impressive and interesting rock formations on top of this hill. Seems quite strange to have these rocks on top of the peat bogs. I think there's a reason. I don't know if it's something to do with the Ice Age. The turn off coming up soon. Well, I'll make the decision whether I'll make for the summit. I mean, the summit's not much higher than where we are now, but it is a true summit. I'm going to have to make the decision whether I'm going to go there or not. I may stop here, have a bite to eat. I'm more than halfway through. I could do with some fuel. I've got a packed lunch today. Yeah, there's no visible footpath to the summit, and I don't fancy it, to be honest, on my own. Jumping a couple of peat bogs, it could take up quite some time getting there and back. I'm going to get up here, find a seat on one of these rocks, and have a packed lunch. Bit of a picnic stop. I've got chicken and applesauce. I've also got ham and mustard. I've got a sausage roll, pork pie, satsuma, yoghurt and a couple of chocolate bars. I don't think I'll eat it all now. Probably save some for on the train. What a view for a picnic stop. So you can see the path down there. That's Jacob's ladder, I believe. Steps. Well, there's some people going down there. It's quite rocky. Lots of steps. It's alright, but it's a bit of a slap back to Edale from the bottom. It always seems a long-winded route. A bit boring. It is actually the Penellan Way, but this route takes you to the Woolpacks, all these rocky formations, which is a lot more interesting, and then we'll head down Grindslow Knoll, I think, back to Edale. Maybe have a pint there, depending on what time the trains are coming. I'll check when I get to the bottom. Get myself booked on one. So I had me pack up, finishing off with some Haribo sour sparks. It's a bit of energy. So this is the Woolpacks. Some rocky formations deposited on the top of the peat bog. It's quite interesting to walk through. boggy bits here now. Trying to find the best way through. I think they just come through here. Nearly, very nearly. So back on flagstones. It's been quite fast going, to be honest. Anyway, it's been solid ground. Not far now till we get to the top of Grindslow. I think, I'm hoping anyway. And I'm going to turn off and go down Grindslow Knoll. I think that's the fastest route back to Edale. I mean, the my initial route, it says 3.37 miles remaining. I think it'll be a bit quicker coming off of Grindslow Knoll, so that's where I'm going to go. I feel like I've done enough for today. Looking forward to getting back down into Edale. Well, the flagstones were short-lived. Still, the ground's pretty solid. So that's the top of Grindslow, Grindsbrook, which is the valley down there. It's quite rocky, bit of a scramble. It's probably my favourite route up here. I'm not going to go down that route today. I'm going to go up that way, up to Grindslow Knoll, and then it's straight down the other side back into Edale. Originally I had planned to walk along the plateau, along the top there, but it's a bit of a longer route. I'm opting for the shorter option, although they look like going this way to the summit of Grindslow Knoll. I've been up there before, so it's not a fresh bag. We'll go and grab it anyway, and hopefully get a pint down in Edale before getting the train if I've got time. As I imagined. I mean, I saw quite a few people around the Woolpacks, which I expected, but I thought there'd be more people at this end. I suppose it is a Monday. People are at work. That's Grindslow Knoll. Final climb of the day. It's only a little climb. It should go downhill from there on in. Right. Views from the final summit. Go downhill from here. That's a lovely sight of Edale down there. Not far to go now. This path's been a lot more technical than I remembered. It's been quite steep, rocky, been quite difficult on the knees, but we're nearly down. In a minute it turns into grassland, but it's quite steep. There's normally sheep on there, but I can't see any at the minute. So we'll go through the farmer's fields, pick up the end or start of the Pennine Way, back into Edale. Top up there is Winnett's Pass, Mamtor, Rushup Edge, and this, you can walk along this ridge to Win Hill and Lewes Hill, or Lewes Hill and Win Hill. Can't remember which way around they are at the minute. I think it's Win Hill and then Lewes Hill. I've done that before. Yeah, just stopping and having a breather a minute, taking in the views. It's been a lovely day. Been spoilt weather wise. Been perfect. I've not seen nearly as many people as I would have thought. It's been really quiet. So I'll just finish off my last 3 sour sparks and I'll carry on. Can't be much more, probably about 1.5 miles I would say, I would have thought. Left to go. But yeah, it is quite steep down here, it's quite hard going. And when I get back down to the bottom I'll check the train times and see how we get on there. Last bit of downhill, it's probably steeper than it looks and it's quite bumpy as well, the ground. Yeah, but straight down the grass to the bottom there I can see someone else in a yellow jacket. Wonder if it's the same as mine. And it's a flat path then from the bottom, Pennine Way, for the short distance back to Edale. I've just seen one train leave, so I'm guessing they're going to be once every hour, so I might just be in time for the next one. Probably won't have time for a pint, but again I'll check that when I get down there. Back on the Pennine Way, we come from Grindslow Knoll. Should be a bit easier underfoot from here. It's only a short distance now to back to Edale. I've got to walk through the village to the train station. I'm guessing probably a mile. I think I'm on about 10.3 miles at the minute. Done a fair bit of elevation as well. So it's been a good walk, successful. My abs are killing. I don't know if it's from this bag I'm carrying. It's got quite heavy actually. I don't really need any of this stuff in it. Just getting used to carrying a bag with some weight in it for when I do some multi-day hikes in the future, and I'm going to have to carry my camping gear and clothes and whatnot. I'm getting used to carrying a bag with a bit of weight in it. I mean, I've not put any weights in it like weightlifting weights or bricks or anything like some idiots do. It's all got stuff that can be used on the trail, a cooker, plenty of water, waterproofs. It's got my drone in there, my sandwiches, walking pole, head torch, next new gloves, that type of thing. So it's all useful stuff that could come in handy. The weight does add up. So it's 10 to 4 now. I think I set off, what time did I start? Was it about 9:30? I think I set out. 10 to 4 now. I've done 10.67 miles up to yet. So it's going to be over 11 by the time we get back to the train station. The train's at 4:30, so I've got 40 minutes. I could probably squeeze a pint in, but I'm not going to chance it. I'm just going to make my way straight to the train station and wait there for the train. Oh, my abs are killing. Whoa. I think it's from carrying this bag. I'll be glad to get it off my back. I don't know why it weighs so much, to be honest. Might have to go through the kit, take out some non-essentials for my next walk, see if I can get the weight down a bit. No, I thoroughly enjoyed it today. Like I say, Kinder Scout, one of my favourite places to be and to hike at. And today I've gone up from the Hayfield side, which I've never done before, so it's added a new twist to it. I still didn't get to the true summit of Kinder Scout. Again, I didn't fancy the yomping over peat bogs on my own, and it would have probably added at least a bare minimum of an hour onto the day, if not longer. So maybe save that for another day, shorter route, and with some company maybe. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't know where I'll be next. So you'll know when I know. Catch you later. Thanks again. Yes, I'm glad to sit down and get my bag off. Wow, that's a relief. So I've been at it for 6 hours 35. and I'll tell you how many miles I've done. Yeah, so my battery went flat then, but I did 11.04 miles, a moving time 5 hours 15 minutes, elevation gain 2,539 foot, calories burnt 3,477. So that's that. I'll put a relive route map up on the screen afterwards, so you can see the route. Once again, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.